Hi everyone, it's Kelsey today, and I am finally going to do this much requested video on how to make a SAB skirt, or I call them Tango skirts. They're really whatever, but I think people call them SAB skirts because supposedly they originated there or something. But this is what they look like if you don't know what they are. They're extremely flattering. I think they're my favorite type of skirt in the world. They're just kind of this, see, it kind of looks like a loincloth or something, or like your Tarzan. But really, they don't look weird on. They're just the most flattering things ever. They make you look a lot more slim, your legs a lot longer, which is also like always like really good, you know. And you could choose any cute fabric that you want as long as it is stretch knit that stretches in all directions, because if it's limited to one side, it's not going to flow correctly, or it's hard to get it on, you know, blah blah blah. So just make sure it stretches on in every direction. And I love choosing crazy prints like this, or this one's like one of my favorites that I just made. Da-da-da! So you could really have fun with these. I know some people have like skirt making parties, you know, just buy a ton of fabric and cut out a bunch, and they're so fun, so easy, and I love them. And I think you will too, so here's the tutorial. Okay, so this is 1 yard of knit stretch fabric. Some people use spandex, whatever you want to call it, but this is stretchy knit fabric. Make sure that it's stretchy in all directions. And this is 1 yard, and you have to do 1 yard because of how it comes off the roll. It is rolled up this way, so if you asked for half a yard, it would be a lot skinnier. So whenever you get 1 yard, you could get 2 skirts out of it, but make sure that you get 1 yard, or else you cannot make a skirt out of it. So I am going to fold it in half, which I already did, starting in this direction. Folded it that way, and that's how it comes off the roll anyways. And then I'm going to cut it in half to make 2 squares that I can make 2 skirts out of. To make it easier, you don't have to like insert the scissors in the fabric or anything. You could just cut on top of it. So now that I'm done cutting it in 2 pieces, you could just save 1 piece. Oops. Get it all the way off. You can save 1 piece for the next time you want to make a skirt, and now let's make a skirt out of this piece. So this is still 1 yard of fabric. It's just whenever you go to the store and you ask for 1 yard, they give you 1 yard but folded over. So this is just 1 yard right here still, even though you cut it in half. In this way, it's 1 yard. So now fold it in half this way. Whenever they cut it out of the store, the ends aren't ever going to be perfectly even since it's a stretch fabric and it's very hard to cut. So just get it as even as you can, but it's not going to be perfect. And then fold it over this way. And once again, try to make it even. Okay, so now that it's folded, take, since this is your front to back length, and it needs to be a little longer this way for the waist circle, I'm going to take out at least 3.5 inches and make a little mark with a pen or pencil. And I would just start making it smaller. This is too small for my waist, but it is better to start smaller because it will stretch, or you could just cut it a little bit more. It's always better to cut less than cut more because you can't get it back. So 3.5 that way, and then 3 inches this way, which is your side to side. Make another mark. Then make a small arc. You could go for it and just cut it, or you could trace it. I'm on the safe side and I'm going to trace it. So just trace an even arc and then cut very carefully. Okay, so you have the waist cut out. Now you can go ahead and unfold it. So now you have that, and at this point you need to put it on and see if you need to make the waist bigger or leave it as it is or whatever you need, and then measure how long you would like it in the front and the back. And this really just needs to suit your size, because if I give you a pattern it might not work for everyone. But I already made a pattern that works for me, so I'm going to use that, and I will tell you the measurements for it. It's basically like a huge egg shape is what we're going for here. Mine is going to be 12 and a half inches about to cover my rear, and then about 10 inches for the front, and then for the sides I'm going to have, I like 8 inches for the sides, both of them, and so that's how mine is going to be. And so pretty much to fit your size for this, whenever you put it on, I would first off measure how long you would like it in the front and back, and then maybe cut it an inch or so more longer than that, just in case, to give yourself a little room. Cut it off at the ends so it's the length that you like. And once you get that right, put it on again and cut how far up the sides that you would like. And then once you have it in a nice rectangle that is your size, then trace or make the egg shape that you want for this Tango or SAB skirt. I call it a Tango skirt. So once I already have mine that works for my body, and if you have a paper pattern, pin it, because the fabric is very tricky and it moves a lot on you. Just use pins and pin it all around, because like I said, this fabric's tricky, and then you can start cutting. And make sure while you're in the process of finding your perfect pattern, you are continually, as you're cutting, folding in half and making sure that all the sides are symmetrical. That's very important. Now that you have it cut out, and I took off all the pins, took off the paper, and there's your skirt. And of course, if it isn't perfect, you just keep on making little miniature changes to it, trying it on, trying on cutting, and making sure the sides are symmetrical by folding and everything. And this is how you make sure, just by folding it, making sure everything matches up. I'm sure you know what I mean. And once you have it down, I would recommend making a paper pattern so you can make more of these here. And make sure whenever you're making sure it's symmetrical, or it's technically called truing it up, make sure you don't go by the outside. It's supposed to be from the waist circle. That's how you make sure it's all even, because otherwise, of course, it's going to be even if you match up the sides. Okay, now if you see little pieces that are kind of sticking out and it's a little bit uneven, it really does not matter. It's a flowy skirt, so you're not going to be able to see it. Only cut it off if it's like obvious, or like a big piece or something that's jutting out. So now that you have this, you can wear it and it's ready to go. Or if you have a serger, you can just serge the edges, but it isn't a fraying material, so it really is fine just how it is. But if you want to make it look even nicer, you can serge it. But otherwise, there you go. Okay, and that's how you make it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sorry if it was like kind of fragmented. It was really difficult for me to film, actually, but I hope that you still, got what I was trying to say and how to do it, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.